Hey everybody, this is Grace. I just stepped out here to do video. I want to start doing videos for those of us who are homemakers or have been homemakers since before what's going on in the world today. Today's April 3rd, 2020. So who were homemakers before and those who were homemakers because of. I'm not going to say because of what. I don't think YouTube likes that. For us to talk about it. But yeah, during this, well, I'm going to say pandemic. I think that they won't mind that, maybe. This is a very serious thing, and I do videos that are on the more serious part of it on a different channel. But this one I want to do it for those of us who are homemakers, because this is, to me, this is a time when things have changed a lot for us. Or we, like I said, we were before, or we are now. Homemakers, it used to be called the second shift, but I think that was mainly considered for women. They go and they do their regular jobs, and then afterwards they have to do the second shift, and then it tended to be women. I don't know how much that has changed in more recent years. Much more recent. But yeah, it has been that for many, many years. And I want to do different videos. I've already done one I put up. I haven't made it public yet, but just about things that I've noticed. As a homemaker, the one who's buying the groceries, such as what groceries are out, and how adjusting to buying more now that I'm not alone at home. During the day, there's more meals to cook. And, things like that I did a video on. And it wasn't a how-to. I'm not going to do how-to videos. Just video sharing. Sharing what I'm experiencing, and other people, if they feel comfortable leaving a comment and sharing what they're experiencing. Nobody is a counselor or a life coach, anything like that. Just, people, regular people. I would imagine mainly women. Of course, it's not just women. And we know that things may have changed quite a bit, especially now. Like the person, if only one can be home, it doesn't have to be the male or female, whichever one, or or they're the only person, and along that line. Now me, I am used to being home all day by myself, and that's where I think I'll start. Okay, well, at least on this video. Like I said, I've already done one, but it was just more of just me noticing what's out on groceries. I'll talk a little bit more about groceries in this one too. Okay, maybe I'll actually start with privacy. Okay, now those of us who are used to being home alone, and those of us who are used to people, of course, it's a good thing that people are staying at home. I cannot say that enough. It's a good thing people are staying at home. Everybody who can stay at home, that is great. But it does bring about privacy issues both inside the house and, as I'm experiencing, outside the house. I'm talking on my property, in my yard, sitting here like you see me doing right now to do a video. I don't feel comfortable right now going somewhere else. I had considered it today, just drive down to a park right nearby. I don't live in a, what is it called, congested area, a high density area. No, so it wouldn't be me in the way of some EMT or whatever, emergency vehicle. No. But I still feel comfortable staying at home, and you never know who might come up to your car or something like that. It's not very common, but it could happen, or you could get in an accident, whatever. I'd rather stay home during this period. They say stay home, stay safe, So, but the thing that I'm noticing about privacy, as far as this is concerned, is neighbors. Neighbors watching. Okay, they have every right to be outside. That's correct. They have every right to look over and see what I'm doing. That is correct. But to be polite? No. Okay, the first time you see me sit in my car doing something like this, it looks like I'm talking to myself. You just say, wow, that's strange, and you turn away. But to constantly stand there and stare at me, go out your back door to be able to do it. I'm not kidding. Yeah, and just stand there and stare at me. That is, yeah. I really don't get that. But nosy neighbors, I have nosy neighbors. I'm not kidding. They have a neighborhood watch too, and there was another one who I have very strange experience with him watching way too, being too interested. And yeah, some people would say, well, that's Mrs. Kravitz type. But the thing about Mrs. Kravitz, she was not wrong. Remember that on Bewitched, she was not wrong. Wasn't that her name, Mrs. Kravitz? Yeah. And I don't know how many people consider that. I heard that one time. I don't know, in more recent years. I don't even remember where. But yeah, she was not wrong. So, but I'm not doing anything but sitting here talking, and I'm sure they think, well, what am I doing? I'm talking to myself. But these days people should think, okay, new automobile, yeah, probably she could do it on, it's not been that new that you can talk on your Bluetooth or whatever, on your phone in your car. People have cell phones, but so they had really no reason to stand there and watch me. Okay, you're trying to figure out what I'm doing, in other words. Yeah, so there's kind of a lack of privacy, and there's also that lack of privacy inside the home that we're accustomed to, that maybe we're used to, those of us who have been homemakers, or people who have worked from home and now there's some additional person or people, kids maybe, and it's totally having to restructure, reschedule, whatever. Like me, I'm used to doing things however I do them during the day. I don't have a schedule. I'm not putting myself on a schedule. Done that enough in my life, as far as work and school and all that. Just for the record, when I'm talking about school, my degrees are in psychology and sociology. I taught at college and university. And, so I kind of have a clue what I'm talking about. So, as far as I'm a sociologist, so social and behavioral scientist. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying I know it all. No, I don't like people who think that they know it all just because, I'm not into that. But, anyway, the privacy is an issue. And the time that some things have to be done at different times. Like, he's home, Adam's home from work, working from home. And I'm not used to that. So, Monday through Friday and sometimes on weekends, he's working in his office, if you could call it that, is in the middle of the house. It's been there for a long time because he worked at work. He didn't work from home, but, sometimes on the weekends or something, he'd check on stuff, and it's in the middle of the house. So everything branches off of that, basically, that room. And so it's changed the way, the times, and what I do during my day. And, I respect he's working, he's having to do that. Having to talk to people on the phone and stuff like that. And that's not a bother to me. That is not a problem. But it is still that change. He's having to change. I'm having to change. The way we've done things. And that can be stressful, especially when there's so much change, and plus everything that's going on in the world today, too. Okay, and I will say it again. I'm not here to give anybody any counseling advice, any how-tos, any of that, and nobody else should be thinking that they would, too. I mean, if you're not somebody's counselor, you're not their counselor, period. And I have different opinions on life coaches. Yeah, I do. But not always different from everybody. But anyway, let's see. I had written some notes. Let me see. I've already mentioned the thing about homemaking. Homemaking during a pandemic. It is different. We are having to learn new things. Okay, and there is that whole thing called second shift. Now, if both people are working from home, but what if they have children? Who's teaching the children? Who's helping the children to, however, it's probably different in different areas, how they're doing their schoolwork from home, and who's helping them, and do they take shifts, and the people who are working to do that? And that has to have, I don't have any children at home, I don't have any young children that are in school. Yeah, and there has to be, that's a big thing that changes the way your life is when they, some schools, I don't know, I thought I heard some aren't doing them. Doing it, that would not be right. That would truly mess up a lot. That's my opinion, Could be wrong, but that's my opinion. Okay. There's all that. We know there's so many changes that can come about because somebody's home when you're not used to, your schedule's different. And if you were used to going to work, working from home, I've done it before. I've not always, been a homemaker. I've always been a homemaker my whole adult life, and even when I was younger. But I have worked also outside the home, is what perhaps I should say. those of us who are homemakers are working inside the home. We really should be paid for that. I still believe that. You know, some people are going to argue, I know, but overall, I believe it. I feel that way. And not by that person, you know, the other person, if there is another person. But you know, there's a lot to that. Just, you know, being a homemaker. And I've lost my train of thought of where I was going with that. But yeah, there's so many differences for me. Like I do videos, and for me, I make videos about different topics. Like I used to do shopping videos. I'd go shopping somewhere and I'd take videos and put them up, you know, from wherever I was. But I stopped doing that whenever this pandemic, you know, whenever it started getting serious to me was when it was an epidemic, or when they just first heard of it. And I started immediately. They had said, you know, stock up on a couple of weeks of groceries, be good. I immediately did. And that was that in February? I don't even know. I need to look and check and see when it was. But, yeah, I was getting prepared for it myself. And, yeah. But I think I was talking something about, you know, when both people work from home, or maybe more than two. And I had made videos on another channel about what I, as a sociologist, see could come from this. And I think change has already occurred early on. But what changes should continue, like more people working from home. I think this is a great thing, to more people to work from home. Think of all the things that makes a difference on, like, people who have to go out there and work, you know, have to work outside the home. Less traffic, less hassle, you know, just overall less. I think less stress for people when you're comfortable in your own home and not being right there with people. You know, like I've worked in offices, I've worked in Cubeville a lot, and dealing with all the different personalities, especially when you always have at least that one. I think many of you know you have that one. I used to say that one, but these days it seems like that more than one. But you might be the only one who's not that like that. You know, it just makes it stressful. That type, no. And like I said, I have worked from home, and I think, you know, being home, being comfortable, it might be hard to be on a schedule, but, you know, a little discipline, or maybe a lot of discipline. You worked on a schedule, so, you know, to switch to being at home. I think they might even be more productive, because there's not all that, you know, the office gossip and office politics going on, and at least that one, causing trouble. And, you know, then you have to take your lunch at a certain time, and you know, that, and to go and drive somewhere. Some people brought their lunch, some people would steal people's lunches. I've seen that before. And, you know, or you go and get your lunch, you know, from some fast food, and you have enough time to go eat it real fast, and that seems like poor digestion. Although I'm not a health care professional or provider, so I don't really know, so just my guess. So boy, I keep turning this off because it's spring and I have allergies. I'm outside, and yeah, you get the picture. We had a lot of pollen on top of both the vehicles, and luckily we keep getting rain, so it kind of washes it off, but then it comes back out, and luckily it does, because those bees that were in that shrub in front of me, a big two or three shrubs, yeah, they have gone away, it seems, and they didn't like the rain. But not just today, it was the other day when it poured, I think. One of those days. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling on that. But I keep having to cut it off because I'm coughing and sneezing because of allergies. And it's allergies. Okay, so, but I'm going to do videos like this, you know, little things, and I might repeat myself from one day to the next, say, hey, here's like an update. Am I still feeling this? Am I still experiencing this? And this one, okay, I want to talk about groceries. Oh my goodness. And the first one I did, it was mainly about groceries. But this one, I just got my order in, another order yesterday, and it was $200 and something. Now, that's not my usual. But since we're not eating out and we're eating at home, we're both eating at home, we don't order anything. We don't go pick up anything. So that's some more groceries, so it's going to be more expensive, of course. But what happened yesterday was, when I looked it up afterwards, it's called price gouging. Okay, and this is a big corporation. And let me put it this way. Chicken meat that I used to buy, and it was a certain size, and it's the same size I got, it used to be about, say, $6, $5 to $6. I don't think I ever paid more, maybe $7. And this is recent, okay, just recently. And I know, say 10 years ago it was $3 or something. But yeah, so the most, like I said, $7, but usually 6. Okay, I got it, and I looked it up after the order was done, and the Adam was separating and all that. But I looked on my app, to see the price, to look and see didn't get. It seems like I didn't get everything, and it was still $200. And why was it so expensive? And so forth like that. And that chicken, one was chicken legs, one was chicken thighs. Instead of being around $5 to $6, $7 at the maximum, it was one of them, I think, was 17, and the other one was 20. Yeah, let's talk price gouging. And I'm experienced enough in life that I have done things about complaining and stuff like that. And my experience in life is they just get a little slap on the wrist and nothing changes. And right now you can't even get hamburger meat, and it's been this way for how long now? I don't know, 3 weeks or something. Hamburger meat. Okay, and I know that's because, I would guess it's because, in part, because more people are at home, and then more people did the thing of hoarding. They got up there, or you can say they were hoarding, or you can say they're, getting their little stockpile that they're going to need. They're 2 weeks ahead of time, or however much. But it's also that people are at home, and their children are at home, and they're feeding their children. They're having to feed more people in the home, so of course there's going to be more. And I just think that, the marketplace hasn't caught up with that thought. That, yeah, people aren't just hoarding, it's that people are eating at home. Okay, more people are eating at home. Sure, they might go out every blue moon for something out, but personally, it's my opinion, I don't find that as a good thought, because those people have touched it. Somebody has touched my food at some point. Whether it's just putting a bun on something. Yeah, they have plastic gloves, but what if they touch something that's contaminated? You see what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. They're encouraging people to order out and have delivered, but the only thing I have delivered is my groceries. Okay, it's just the way I see it. I don't know. Yeah, and like I said, it might not be so bad, but this is the way I'm seeing it. Okay, so anyway, that price of chicken, okay, that was just ridiculous. And now Adam, he is senior, I guess you'd say senior citizen, and he's going to go, he said Tuesday, if that's the day that senior citizens can go an hour before everybody else. And I'm not a senior citizen, but he is. And he's going to go to Costco and see if he can find, bulk meat there. And we need all the paper products again, and I'm like, wish you luck. And even if it isn't something that we like, get it. If they have any at all, whatever is there, get it. And I'm talking all kinds of paper products. Yeah. We can't even find paper towels. Now before this, I had just went to Costco and bought toilet paper, and but I didn't buy anything else, I think. And toilet paper and paper towels. But I had fallen and hurt my left knee really bad, and when I got there, I got one of those electronic shopping carts, and there's not all that much room, so I only got one thing of toilet paper and one thing of paper towels. And yeah, that almost filled the whole thing up. And I bought a few little other stuff too, but not much. And then we ordered one time, and we got 2 different types of toilet paper, but it was at a place, and it just whoosh, it's gone. Because if it's not, they're not as big as when you buy them at Costco, the sizes of them, and they're not as much, so anyway, he's going for paper products. Also, I can't find soap. I'm talking not laundry soap, but dish soap. Now, I need all of this. I need dishwashing liquid, not dish soap, but dishwashing liquid. I keep calling it dish soap for some reason, but can't find that. Can't find the soft soap, and I need what is it called for the dishwasher? What is it called? Boy, have you ever thought about all the different names they have for these? And then there's bar soap, and then there's Really think about it. And hopefully he can find all these kinds of things that we can't, get when we order, because we have been ordering. The first time it took us like $500, and that's unusual for us. But I also had problems because I'm still not used to ordering first, that we're not eating out at all, and we didn't eat out every meal. We cooked meals at home, but we still ate out at times. And I was home by myself during the day, so I was only feeding me during the day. We only had one meal that, it was not just me. Okay, it's breakfast. Wasn't either. Breakfast I didn't eat. None of us ate breakfast. It just wasn't a thing. I would have like a half a banana, okay, for breakfast. Anyway, and adjusting to that is not easy. Adjusting to that, no. And the whole thing of not eating, and then how expensive it is, and how little you can find, and this was more than one thing, more than two things. Just a big difference. And I wrote a little thing that I wanted to make. It was kind of, I don't know if you'd say it was something that I found humorous. None of this is humorous, really. I have a nervous laughter, so ignore that. But I noticed right off the bat is what I call it, many people call it, comfort foods. It was difficult to find comfort foods that would often be out. And one of them especially was Little Debbie's cake. I don't know what they call them, banana something. I don't know if they call it banana split, but I've eaten them since I was a child. But I'm diabetic. I don't eat too much. But I tried to get some, and I think the fourth time, and it was from 2 different places, or maybe 3. The fourth time I finally got them, that was yesterday. 4 times. One time they just didn't deliver that, and some vitamin D I'd ordered. They never credited me back for it. It was, I do it through 3 places now, and I'm going to try another one. Maybe I'll get better luck. But a lot of stuff is out, and but that one, the Little Debbie's thing, I just thought it was interesting. So many people and there's a grape flavor tropical punch. I think is sugar free. That's the only one I like, is the grape. And I knew that I would notice in the summer that those would be out, and that's when kids are out. And when I was a child, grape was the flavor. Grape was the favorite flavor. So I guess maybe it still holds true. What do you think? But I didn't want to, I keep turning it off, and I know you can't tell because the picture in front of you doesn't change. Not much with the rain, except a little with the rain. But so I'm making clips here in case it doesn't sound like I'm going with the flow. I need to learn how to say, okay, the next clip, something like that. And I can't do transitions on this one that whatever you call it, app that I use. It won't do transitions right. It cuts off either the last of the one before or the front of the one after. The clips, yeah. So it's not good. But anyway, I wanted a place I could just, just talk about these kinds of things. Maybe sometimes blowing off steam, sometimes just talking about things that I've noticed. Like these little things. And to some people it's not, but to some people we're, those of us who like used to do shopping channels and stuff, and don't feel comfortable doing them now. It really irritates me when some of these people who are doing shopping videos are doing them just to make a video, and or doing them just for pleasure shopping. We're in a crisis situation here. Okay, take it seriously. You're the ones who, to me, that's the one that's going to cause us problems. Many of them, they just go out pleasure shopping. What about the people who are actually trying to get essentials? Okay, that's what it should be, essentials. But yeah, there's always going to be that type, at least that one. But anyway, it's a place for those of us to talk about these kinds of things. Like I said, I have mine delivered, but Adam's going to go Tuesday. I really don't like that, but because we can try to order, but I've already tried to order, Costco through a service, a delivery service, and it just they don't have the items. They never have items. So Adam's going to go and personally see. I can't go, like I said, and I wouldn't go anyway because I believe in that one thing of one person per household. It's good. is much better. I mean, if for essentials, it's the whole family. No, that's not good. If you have children that can't be left alone at home, yeah, that's a different story. But, and I'm not necessarily talking about children. I'm not his child, you know. So, but just one adult, unless you have to have somebody with you, you know. I just don't see people not thinking beyond their own noses, their own wants, their own desires, their own, you know, whatever. It's all about them. No, that's narcissistic to me. And no. So anyway, he's going to go. Like I said, I don't really like it, but he needs to see if he can find it himself. And who knows why they can never find some of these stuff. And yeah, he might have to, go there. Maybe he'll go in there as an, elder, as a senior citizen. There's stuff out. They have stocked up overnight, and he can actually get these items. Younger people, maybe they think younger people, well, there's a whole bunch of reasons I know why they think, the elders need to be separate. One of my friends, her mother, she was one of them, she said, why don't they have this kind of service? And she said it, and then like a day or two later, I heard that these stores were starting to do that. So she was right on target. Yeah, right on target of what should be done too. Anyway, like I said, I might just say the same thing the next day. It's more of an update, or I'm still feeling it, or what, just some good, some bad, some ugly kind of thing. I might even talk about what shows I like on TV. Yeah. Something is just that, because I suffer from anxiety. Well, actually, I was diagnosed with panic disorder many years ago. But things changed as I got older, especially when they put me on medication for diabetes type 2. Like night and day. I cannot say that that's for everybody. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. I'm not a healthcare professional provider, but that was what it was for me. And, so some of these things, it's a good way for me to blow off some steam. Not just blowing off some steam, but just, working through it. The anxiety. Plus, pandemic is causing me a little bit. So, sometimes it seems a little bit, sometimes it seems too much. Last night my blood pressure was high. Yeah, that kind of scared me. It was 208 or something over 80 something or 90 something. I think it was 80. The top one was high. So, higher than should be. Mine is usually normal because I take medication for it though. But yeah, my doctor, when I last spoke to my doctor's office, they called me for a consultation over the phone. Because I had called the day before, and they said they're doing consultations over the phone because I need to renew my medication. So the nurse practitioner called, and she kept saying, "Are you sure your blood pressure's fine?" I said, "Yeah." Apparently, maybe it wasn't. But I'm so used to being fine, and I'm not taking it in consideration. But boy, am I going on. See, these are the kinds of things I'm going to do. I'm just going to talk like this, and go with the flow, kind of stream of consciousness, and that's how I'm going to do it. So no expectations. You're definitely not going to be seeing pictures of groceries. I don't like that whole thing of people showing videos. So what, you trying to make people jealous? You trying to be popular? You trying to irritate people? You trying to, I got so many thoughts on that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I think it's gotten pretty long. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.